Did you know that a simple dime in your pocket could be worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars? It's true. Some 1999 and 2016 US 1-dime coins have hidden errors that make them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. But here's the catch, these errors are often so small that most people overlook them completely. What if you've been holding on to a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we'll uncover the secrets behind these valuable coins, reveal the rare errors that skyrocket their worth, and teach you exactly how to spot one. Trust me, you won't want to miss this treasure hunt, it could change your life. Let's start with the basics. The 2016 US dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt Dimes series, first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The coin was designed by John R. Sinek and features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse side, while the reverse showcases a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. With over 1.5 billion dimes produced in 2016 across 3 mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, it's easy to assume that these coins are anything but special. However, it's the sheer scale of production that makes errors not only possible but inevitable. Let's talk about coin errors and why they matter. A mint error occurs during the manufacturing process, and these errors can take many forms. Some are subtle, like a small die crack or a slight doubling of an image, while others are dramatic, like an off-center strike or a coin minted on the wrong planchet. Collectors prize these errors because they're rare, unique, and often the result of a one-time mistake that will never happen again. So, what kind of errors should you be looking for in a 2016 dime? One of the most sought after is the double die obverse, or DDO. This occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice, slightly off alignment, creating a doubled appearance. On a 2016 dime, a DDO might show up on Roosevelt's profile, the lettering, or even the date. Another valuable error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is shifted away from the center, leaving part of the coin blank. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin can be. Then there are die cracks and chips, small imperfections caused by worn or damaged dies. These can appear as raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. While minor die cracks might only add a modest premium, larger or more dramatic cracks can significantly boost a coin's value. And let's not forget about planchet errors. Imagine finding a dime that's missing part of its edge or was struck on a blank intended for a different coin. These are rare but incredibly valuable finds. You might be wondering, how rare are these errors, and what kind of money are we talking about? Let me share a real-life example. A collector in 2021 found a 2016 dime with a significant off-center strike, about 50% off-center, and sold it at auction for over $5,000. Another collector discovered a double die obverse error on a dime and fetched nearly $2,000 for it. These aren't isolated cases. With billions of coins produced, errors are out there, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. So, how can you start hunting for these valuable coins? First, you'll need a few tools. A good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe is essential for spotting fine details like doubling or die cracks. A digital microscope can take this a step further, allowing you to closely examine coins and even photograph them for reference. You'll also want a scale to weigh your coins, as planchet errors often result in dimes that are slightly heavier or lighter than the standard 2.268 grams. When you're inspecting a 2016 dime, start with Roosevelt's profile. Look closely at the eyes, mouth, and edges of the face for any signs of doubling. Next, examine the lettering, particularly the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Doubling here can be subtle but unmistakable once you know what to look for. Don't forget to check the date and the mint mark, as these are also common areas for errors to appear. For off-center strikes, the error will be obvious at a glance, but pay attention to the degree of misalignment. A coin that's only 5% off-center might be interesting but not particularly valuable. However, a strike that's 25% or more off-center, especially if it includes a visible mint mark or date, can be worth a small fortune. Die cracks and chips often show up near the edges of the coin or in high-relief areas like Roosevelt's profile. Look for raised lines or irregular shapes that interrupt the coin's smooth surface. These errors are easy to miss if you're not paying attention, but they can add significant value. Once you've identified a potential error coin, the next step is to have it authenticated and graded. This is where professional grading services like PCGS or NGC come in. These organizations will verify the authenticity of your coin, assign it a grade based on its condition, and encapsulate it in a protective holder. A high-grade error coin can fetch exponentially more at auction than an ungraded one, so this step is well worth the investment. Let's circle back to the 2016 dime and its potential value. While minor errors might sell for a few $100s, the most dramatic and rare examples can climb into the thousands. In rare cases, unique combinations of errors or exceptionally well-preserved coins have been known to fetch six-figure sums. Consider this: a 2016 dime with a double die obverse, a significant off-center strike, and a mint state grade could be a once-in-a-lifetime find worth tens of thousands, or more. But why are collectors willing to pay so much for these coins? It all comes down to rarity and demand. The numismatic community values coins that tell a story, and mint errors are a tangible piece of history. They're a reminder that even in a highly controlled process, mistakes can happen, and those mistakes create something truly unique. Here's another story to inspire you. A casual collector found a coin with both a die crack and doubling while sorting through a jar of spare change. They almost dismissed it as insignificant, but after some research, they realized it was a rare combination of errors. The coin sold at auction for $12,000. This collector wasn't an expert, just someone who took the time to look a little closer. So, what's stopping you from doing the same? Start by checking your change, your coin jar, or even rolls of dimes from the bank. The next time you're handed a dime in a transaction, take a closer look before tossing it into your pocket. You never know, you might be holding a small fortune. As we wrap up, remember that coin collecting isn't just about finding valuable pieces, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the stories behind the coins, and the community of people who share your passion. If you've ever found a rare coin or are inspired to start searching, share your story in the comments below. The 1999 US 1 dime coin might seem like an ordinary piece of change, but what if I told you that some of these dimes could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars? Yes, hiding among the countless coins minted that year are rare treasures that collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts to own. Today, we'll uncover the secrets of this remarkable coin and show you how to identify whether you have one of these valuable gems in your possession. It all begins with understanding the 1999 Roosevelt dime. On the surface, it's a simple design, a profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, with an olive branch, torch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing peace, liberty, and strength. But what makes certain dimes from this year extraordinary are the errors that occurred during the minting process. These mistakes, often undetected by the casual observer, can transform a 10-cent coin into a life-changing discovery. Let's break down the basics of the dime before diving into the errors. The 1999 dime, like most modern US coins, is made of a copper core with a nickel-clad outer layer. It weighs 2.27 grams, has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These coins were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and you can tell where a particular dime was made by looking for a small letter near the date. A P represents Philadelphia, D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. While most of these coins are perfectly ordinary, it's the mistakes that happen during their production that make some of them so special. Error coins are highly sought after in the world of numismatics, the study or collection of currency. To understand their value, it's important to know how coins are made. Each coin starts as a blank metal disc, or planchet, which is struck by a pair of dies to create the design. If something goes wrong during this process, whether it's a misaligned die, a defective planchet, or even a mechanical glitch, the result is an error coin. And collectors love error coins because they're rare, unique, and sometimes visually striking. One of the most common types of errors is the off-center strike. This happens when a coin is struck outside of its intended alignment, leaving part of the design missing. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. In the case of the 1999 dime, off-center strikes can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the degree of misalignment. Another highly prized error is the double die. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the same die, creating a doubling effect on certain parts of the design. On a 1999 dime, you might see doubling on inscriptions like "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even Roosevelt's profile. This type of error requires a keen eye and often a magnifying glass to spot, but its rarity makes it one of the most valuable mistakes a coin can have. Then there are clipped planchets, which result when a coin is struck from an incomplete metal blank. These coins will have a curved or straight cut along their edge, giving them a distinctive appearance. Collectors prize these errors for their visual appeal and the story they tell about the coin's production process. But the most intriguing errors are those that involve the wrong metal composition. While modern dimes are supposed to be made from a copper-nickel-clad material, there are rare cases where a planchet intended for another coin, such as a penny or even a foreign currency, ends up being struck with the dime design. These transitional errors are incredibly rare and can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. A famous example of an error coin's value can be seen in the story of a man who stumbled across an unusual dime while sorting through his pocket change. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary coin, but upon closer inspection, he noticed something was off. The coin was significantly lighter than other dimes, and its edge appeared copper-colored. After sending it to a professional grading service, he discovered that it was struck on a penny planchet, a mistake that should never have happened. That simple dime ended up selling for over $20,000 at auction. So how can you identify these valuable errors on a 1999 dime? Start by carefully examining the coin under good lighting. Look for any irregularities in the design, such as doubling on letters or numbers. Check the edge for unusual shapes or colors, which could indicate a clipped planchet or a transitional error. And don't forget to weigh the coin. An off weight could be a sign that it was struck on the wrong metal. Once you've identified a potential error, the next step is to have it authenticated. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify the coin's error and assign it a grade based on its condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. While this process involves a fee, it's well worth it for rare finds, as authentication can significantly boost the coin's market value. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for error coins because they're not just pieces of metal, they're pieces of history. Each error tells a unique story about how it came to be, whether it was the result of human error, mechanical failure, or even a combination of both. And for some, the thrill of discovering a rare coin is just as valuable as the coin itself. Now, let's talk about the rarest and most valuable errors found on the 1999 dime. Among these are double die obverse and reverse errors, which exhibit dramatic doubling that's visible to the naked eye. Coins with this level of doubling are so rare that they can sell for tens of thousands of dollars, especially if they're in pristine condition. Another highly sought-after error is the no mint mark dime. Normally, dimes minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, but in rare cases, a coin from another mint might accidentally be struck without its identifying letter. These errors are extremely rare and highly valuable. The climax of any collector's dream, however, is finding a 1999 dime struck on the wrong planchet. These coins are so rare that only a handful have ever been discovered, and they've sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auction. In one case, a 1999 dime struck on a foreign planchet fetched over $50,000. Imagine finding something like that in your pocket change. So why are error coins so valuable? It comes down to rarity, demand, and the stories they tell. While billions of dimes are minted every year, only a tiny fraction of them contain errors, and even fewer are discovered and preserved in good condition. For collectors, owning an error coin is like owning a piece of history, a tangible reminder of the imperfections in the minting process and the surprises that can result. If you're interested in finding valuable coins, the best place to start is right in your own pocket. Take the time to examine your change and look for anything unusual. Visit coin shows, join collector forums, and connect with other enthusiasts who can help you identify and value your finds. And remember, even if you don't strike it rich, the joy of discovery and the stories you'll uncover are worth every penny. As we've seen today, the 1999 US 1 dime is far more than a simple coin, it's a potential treasure trove. From off-center strikes to double-die errors, each mistake adds a layer of intrigue and value to an otherwise ordinary piece of currency. And who knows? The next time you're holding a dime, you might just be holding a fortune. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of coin collecting. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Share your coin collecting stories in the comments, we'd love to hear about your discoveries. And as always, keep your eyes on your change, because you never know what treasures you might find.